Alright, so this is now going to be that part 2 that I told you guys about. I actually think I can condense it down to part 3, or I can actually condense part 3 down into this part 2. So this is for those new guys among you, to World of Warships Legends. This is a continuation of aircraft carriers. Now, this is how we're going to fit them out, and the other stuff. I'm going to be perspective here and say I'm going to be lucky now, and hopefully I don't have to, whatchamacallits, you know, split this out into a third part. But, here we go. So Langley, Hosho, and, Ryan, which are the 3 carriers at tier 3, you all fit them out the same. And this becomes one of those basic things of Air Group Mod 2, that gives your planes more health, and Aircraft and Air Group Mod 1, which gives them faster return speed. Alternatively, and this is specific for the Germans, because the Germans actually have really good accuracy, you can go with Secondary Battery Mod 1, but I wouldn't suggest it, personally. So we go up a step to, say, the Wesser, or the Ryujo, or the Ranger. Jesus Christmas Christ! Hold on. Does that? It does! So where's the... Hold on. Wait, this is distracting me. Because it's so... Okay. Okay. So... Oh lordy. That's a design! Sorry, I got very distracted by the rock-off tower of the Wesser. I honestly have never noticed that. I've played against a lot of Wessers, but I've never noticed that. I'm sorry that I got so distracted by that. It's not that impressive. In all honesty, but it's like, wow, it's distracting. So as a standard, you go with, now instead of Air Group Mod 1, you have Flight Control Mod 1, which is aircraft restoration time speeding up. And I tell you, get that. And then you now have Air Group Mod 2 over here as standard. And you also have a selection of either main battery Mod 2, or if you feel like you're not sure enough of enemy aircraft that happen to be buzzing around you, you can go with AA Guns Mod 2. If you're doing that, you're I'm gonna say maybe you have a bit more of a problem. Apart from planes in your general vicinity. Although to be fair, that would probably be very useful in swatting down the planes before they even come for you at the end of the game if you're the last one alive. So, but be more mindful of this choice and still go with Air Group Mod 2 in my personal opinion is the best. Just because we're here at the Western. It's nice that it unifies on the second one. The planes for the other nations don't unify until the third. So here. They have the August von Passwell. Again, we have Flight Control Mod 1, get that. Flight Control, Air Group Mod 2, get that. Concealment System Mod 1, or Target Acquisition System Mod 1. This is your personal choice. Personally, I would go with Concealment System Mod 1 for, you know, the possibility of if I'm spotted, it gives me, it gives their gunnery a little bit more, you know, needing to be accurate, and it gives me a little bit more room to play with in hiding. But to be honest, you could go and just find them earlier, and, you know, find torpedoes earlier, and range of ships a lot earlier, or more accurately, so that one's up to you, but I personally suggest concealment. But if you want to go with targeting, I'm not going to blame you. Although what I will blame you for is if you goddamn go with aircraft F Mod 3 or secondary battery Mod 3. This is again a toss-up. Do you want more health for your planes, which is what I suggest, and this also increases return speed, or do you want to have them cruise faster so you can actually get your attacks done quicker? That's an option. Personally, I would go with Air Groups Mod 3, but Flight Control Mod 2 isn't a bad choice either. So, make of that what you will. So that's basically how you should fit out your aircraft carriers, in all honesty. Now, is this universal? Hold on, actually, let me double check, I think so. Yep, okay, yeah, so it is universal. Cool! Just because I have him here, I guess. Yeah, you get Kate's. Yay. I have a paper list of what each Japanese plane is actually not on the thing. Oh, I forgot to mention this yesterday. Well, yesterday to you guys, I guess. Or last video, I should really say. But, when you get to tier 3, you have the ability, if you upgrade the hull, I think that's, no, if you upgrade the plane? Or do you just not get that standard? Oh god, I hope you get that standard. I think you do. You get as standard an attack squadron of 3 planes per sortie, as I'm gonna give it. And you get, yes, you get 3 planes per sortie, 9 planes per squadron. So you get 3 more planes to play around with. Just my point. So that is really handy, I'm not gonna lie. You know, some people like looking at later Lex. This is the original Lexington, not the Essex class that came after. No, this is CV. Hold on. Okay, Langley's number 1, Ranger's number 5. This is number 2. This is CV2. I have to remember because Saratoga's 3. It's important. I forget who's 4 off the top of my head. Because it's Langley, Langley, Lexington, Saratoga. I want to say Wasp, honestly. I want to, but I'm 99% sure that's wrong, so I'm not going to. But I know 5th is Ranger and then 6th came Enterprise. Again, off the top of my head, I remember. By the way, Americans, great anti-aircraft. Shoots down everything real good. So, that's how you fit out your planes. How do you work with the commanders? So, for the Americans, you have the Fleet Admiral Ernest King, Tamon Yamaguchi for the Japanese, and I said this earlier, but I couldn't remember the name from the German, man. Hans, and this is now where I butcher some German. I'm gonna go with Glacier, and I'm gonna stick to it, fully knowing that it's 99% probably wrong. And if you're looking for your general commanders, you can have Shia work it out. You can have I keep on messing up his name more so because it's like I have to do it in distinct stages. Hihachiro, there it is. Togo Hihachiro, and Due. So, how do you, and we're gonna stick with the specific commanders themselves. So how do you work with them? Well, as you know, inspiration is what you want to do, but I personally like having my aircraft people have aircraft, at least one of these slots covered by an aircraft man. So in this case, Ernest King is taking some inspiration from Yamaguchi in how to better anti-aircraft fire. Because if the Second Amendment isn't enforced on the U.S. ship, then it ain't a U.S. ship. And also taking a little bit of inspiration from Shear to keep fires off, and also to get his damage control party back faster. I have him as a no-fly zone man instead of swatting flies, which, it's a choice. You can have the aircraft cruise faster, or what I suggest, incoming damage to your carrier goes away by 6%, or is 6% more difficult. You can have road shift time, which to be honest wouldn't be a bad idea. Or you can have offensives. Out of sight or hidden threat. I go with out of sight on American. Because the torpedoes of the IJN are very famously dangerous. And I will be using, and I will be setting up when I get the Ryujo. Actually, he's already set up. Yamaguchi's already set up for, whatchamacallit, so set up for torpedo bombers. He will have finally dangerous torpedoes. And again, I could increase my HE bomb damage, or I could try to stay hidden, and that's what I've been trying to do with my carriers for the US. These are big floating boxy holes. It's kind of hard to miss those. I only have to rank up one more so that I can put on torpedo damage if I want. I'm not gonna stop at leaves, to be honest. I don't think I will. Now you'll notice that I've swapped out detectability for my torpedo damage here and torpedo damage here. Or torpedo bomber health here. That was a deliberate choice. And to be honest, I could. Oh. Oh. Should be doing this, because there's never any. Which one is in my range? There's always a destroyer somewhere. Okay, well there you go. Good thing I didn't repeat that. But yeah, no, it's they're basically all carbon copies of each other. Leech right there. Now this is how you know they're German. Government is important on this. I think this is when, yeah, there's an allied ship. Unfortunately, there is no way to change that, and it's just penetration. It's like, actually, you know, that might be useful, to be honest. But AP bombs, since they're a bit different, and giving them priority over torpedo, which is probably the smarter one, because that's the one that does a lot more damage over the long term, in my experience. But don't just take my word for it. Let's go to the action. Let's go to the scene. I'll give you some of my opinions on how you should, you know, dress up your character. Now, you can put a camouflage on if you want to, but I suggest you only go with a level 1 or maybe a level 2. Because do you want to be harder to spot, or when you're spotted, do you want to be harder to hit? Now you could say, but what about tier 3 or tier 4, which, you know, adjust both of them. It's like, but that's your good stuff. Save that for, say, you know, your battleships and your destroyers and your cruisers, because those have a higher chance of being seen than a carrier, and that's why I'm like, well, it's either one or the other. Personally, I don't like putting paints on my carriers because I find that as a stupid idea. Although I think for the Ranger, I actually do have a free one, a free permanent camo. Which, I mean, as much as I say it's a stupid idea, I'm not gonna not put it on. Okay, no, I don't. Okay, cool. Oh, so that's how it looks? Huh. Okay, that actually kinda looks kinda nice. Not gonna lie. It reminds me of that, it reminds me of Battleship Grays. It's a big gray Hulk. Yikes. So we're gonna play with Germans, and we're going to see one of the features that I neglected to show you guys earlier, which was, I'm going to say, and I'm gonna have to play off from memory. I think it was still down on the D-pad. I hope it's still down on the D-pad. Yeah, no, cause up was up was whatchamacallit. Actually, I never did after that. No, think about it. So you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, so this will be done part 3. Yeah. So, there will be a part 3. Although, in part 1, I said that there was going to be a feature that you didn't see yet. You saw the engine cooldown, and as you go to higher tiers, there's something else that you didn't see, and we'll get to that later. Well, that'll be next video, and that'll be actually the shortest one of these all. But right now, I'm gonna show you another one of the features that you didn't get to see in action. And if we ever find a game. Since the Germans released, by the way, it seems like every other game has a German, what you would call this? Just, has a German air, I swear to God. It's like either I'm facing a Western, or possible, or Iran. It's always, it's annoying, but it's like, oh, at least it's dependable. Oh faithful. Yeah, that whole show player, he's like, God damn it, why do I not get to face the Americans anymore? Why is it always Germans? Alright, so I'm going to select a spot to run to for now. I'm gonna put my heavy damage healers, because in theory, if I do this right, it can kill a man. It's going to now. Not actually dies yet, but hey. By the way, yeah, HE bombers are a lot lower than AT bombers are very high. When you think about it, it makes sense. Why, guys? And those are the shooting of a destroyer. I was coming in on cost. That. I can get around. Okay, there's a single target. Still not. How do we get before I get there? The nice thing is, you test them in all different directions too. I enjoy watching you guys actually get there. I need a solo target. Okay. I'm gonna try and just work. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna try. Actually, no. Wyoming's kind of left alone. Look in the mini map and keep an eye on the carrier itself. You want to? I don't think you want to look at it. So on our axis, this airport stops moving completely. You saw the other, you saw the dive bomb, other dive bomb, the dive bomber. They actually adjust your azimuth. You adjust your azimuth with performance. Look at the German. You get a point at once it's zoned in tightly. You can adjust where they turn. You can turn it left or right, but it's not going. But it's going to be staying on a fixed point. So you can adjust for turning the ship. Now here comes the forward about 8 feet, so I'll do whatever the side is. Notice how quick they come in, but they're very quick. Got it. Then actually, but the nice thing is that you can actually turn the So this is what I mean by balancing. I knew that that was going to cause a lot of damage to my cruise. So it's like, don't be stupid. I have to clarify it a little bit. I'm one of those things, when you start dive bombing it hard, you have to give it a full 2.5 its length. That's something you can do. That's something. Oh. I don't want to do. Ah, nice. Focus. Right over his head. This is kind of hard. This one, I think it's actually probably smart. I kept them spotted for a good long while. To be honest, that's more important than some no. Spotting was actually more important in my opinion than actually the masters. This is nice. Masters, yeah. That's the end all be all. My flight on my regular flight. Perfectly amidships.
Gegnerischer Kreuzer gesunken.
And now all we do is fun rough boat. I'm actually feeling bold today because oh, carry. Problem is carry. There is you. Damn, sure got some good up in the morning. I'm gonna watch that just yet. Girl got some good up in the morning. That's what I'm actually following you.
Feindlicher Flugzeugträger gesunken.
Ah, I was not sure that the second was going to hit. There's an actual finish him off with the bomb. There you go. And my results are good because I know where things fall. Okay? I know where they generally fall. Again, you see, it was by printing money. Yeah, I know I have a money booster, but even if I take that away, because it's only an extra 7,300, call it, it still prints money. Lower tier ones do, higher tier ones, it's a bit iffy half the time. Remember, this is a low end booster too. It's not one of the, it's not, you know, one of the bigger boys. Instead of like the 20 or the 40, it's only 10%. So, but that's besides the point. Point being, you saw me ever so often hit down on the D-pad here, and that was the recall button. That's the plane recall button. It tells your planes, stop attacking, get back to the ship now. And, oh, it's exactly what it means. And that allows you to actually change armaments mid-fight. Say you're doing your thing and you're you know, using bombers, you're using dive bombers, those would be most specific. So you're out there, you know, the enemy, near their cap, dive bombing people, and you've just launched 6, and you've done your first attack run. Great! Well, you check the map, you check the mini-map again and say, oh dear God, there's destroyers nearby! And you're running, because I don't ever stay still as a character. Never stay still. Always be running. Running to where? Don't know. Just hopefully somewhere in your back line. And until you know the outcome yourself of the battle, never stop running. Why? Because then destroyers have a harder time of finding you and hitting you. Is it impossible? No. Is it impossible to find you? No, but it's a lot harder. Which is the point. Destroyers are your worst enemy. But what you're doing is now you realize I need torpedo planes because I won't have enough dive bombers, and dive bombs are harder to hit than torpedoes if they're not paying attention, or even by sheer fluke of luck. While one sortie may miss, say you're being attacked by a pair of destroyers, or one sortie may miss one destroyer completely, the other one of them might hit him. You know? So you hit down on the D-pad, ditch your planes, and then you jump in and quickly swap to your torpedo planes, and then you quickly launch them, and be ready to turn, and you're snap turning in their direction. It's a thing you need to be able to do. Or in theory, if you want to, say you're like I normally do. It's like I'm fighting normally. I've been through a lot of ACAC, and well, out of the 6 planes, I've launched 2 sorties of 2 planes, and I've lost 1 to ACAC, and the last plane is smoking quite heavily. So screw it, I'll tell him to forget your mission, come back, we'll get you some more teammates, we'll get you some more flyboy teammates, and then I'll send you back out, and we'll kill the enemy, and like that, Lord Deutschland, or, you know, hail to the Emperor, or, you know, remember the Alamo. I know it should be remember Pearl Harbor, but I like that one better for the United States. Just remember the Alamo. Or remember the Maine, depending on how you wanna, how old time you wanna be. If I wanna be really old time, so let's remember the Alamo. Or Texan, I guess. Airfield Ranger, I guess that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is from now on. It's like whenever I go and one of sarcastic, like, remember the Alamo with the Ranger, because you know it's Texas Rangers. Langley, since it's a converted color and it's a duck out of water, we're gonna go with remember Iwo Jima. Because it's a duck out, because that's the most duck out of water thing I think you could hear from that. And Lady Lex is, oh, remember the main. Because why not? Because that's his one, that's why. So why not? Alright, so that's enough rambling and slight education for you guys. Get out there into that there versus AI, which is really what I mean by practice range. I've actually gotten that comment before, say, but there's no practice range. Yes, there is. I just keep on calling it the wrong thing because I see it as a practice range, which is the versus AI. So, this has been for those new guys among you, the World Warships Legends, specifically to the aircraft carrier divisions. Now get into that there practice range and practice. Figure out where your torpedoes will run. Figure out your leads and where to read on your crosshairs. And more importantly, figure out how to turn mid-flight to actually get your bombs to hit stuff. Because sometimes you gotta swing and miss. Alright? Good.